Welcome everyone. Today is a bit of a different video on this channel. No testing today. Well, technically we will be testing, but just with a single camera in Vancouver today for the FIFA World Cup. Team Canada is playing today, so I figured it would be a good idea to leave my farmland city and come to the city and try and shoot some content on this Mission 1. So I hope you like this video today. In this video, I want to revisit GP Log 2. I haven't shot in log profile recently on this Mission 1, and I've missed shooting in log. I've done so many comparisons as of recent, and whenever I shoot log comparisons, everyone always tells me that no one shoots in log, so I've sort of defaulted to the normal color profiles as of recent, but today that will change. And it was actually really great timing because Meet Chris actually posted a video just this morning mentioning that there was a new LUT to be used within this GP Log 2 that creates a very similar look to what you get in the normal color profile shooting in that cinematic profile, but you can tweak it beyond that. So it's not like a complete LUT at that stage, and you can do a little more post-processing over and above that. And I think that's a really important thing with LUTs, that there's not too much baked in already and everything is quite neutral. So I'm excited to see what we can get using this LUT in the shots today, but I will be doing some tweaking over and above that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm being honest, Canadians aren't usually all that patriotic. Rarely do we ever wear red, but today is the exception. Now personally, I don't even watch soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. Not a fan personally, but when everyone sort of gets together in the city, it can be pretty fun. I was here during the notorious Stanley Cup riots in 2012 or 2010, whichever year that was. Didn't destroy anything, but I was at that event, and so it was a good time. Now, shooting all this content today, I'm using the PGYTECH Mantis Pod Z. But yeah, this folds up really small in your bag. When you're using that, you can easily fit it inside a really small sling, but it also extends a really decent amount. Now, if you want to place it down, one of the benefits of this is you just fold these out, and now you have a tripod on the go. And once again, you just fold it back up. Use it like this, if you want to have it nice and small. Now, one of the best things about this is you do have this locking mount here. So when you have it unlocked, you can pull it out, take the camera off super easy. But then when you lock it, you won't be able to take it off, although this receiver will come off. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look how nicely secured it is. Just a few hours, didn't take long, but it's actually cleared out quite a bit in the city here on Granville Street. Let's move over to Waterfront and let's check out as well what it's like.
Took a different route, getting style in my mouth. Windows down, you can smell the city in the clouds. Vivid how a New York minute is a second now. Brooklyn, we in the house, but we don't sit around. In the crates where we dig around. We were big.
Well, turns out there wasn't much at Waterfront, so now we are at Science World. Look at that. There we go, we finally have the FIFA soccer ball within the distance. Well, it looks like we're a little bit too late for this location. Not too many people left here anymore. No soccer hooligans anyways. Well, I think it's time to go home now. Back inside now, and I have some thoughts about how this GoPro performed for doing like daytime vlog sort of shooting. A lot of this was shot in midday harsh sun, which can be really hard to capture, especially for action cameras. Usually they suffer quite a bit with flares, but this performed surprisingly well. That LUT that I was using, that I mentioned earlier, is from Abe Kislevitz. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. And he actually is associated with GoPro, and he had been working on a new series of LUTs aside from the ones that were introduced when the camera was first launched. Now the goal of this LUT was actually to get to a very similar point as to if you were wanting to use that normal color profile in cinematic, and I think it was a great starting point. Now you have to still adjust the contrast and exposure within those files. It's not going to nail it perfectly every single time, so that is one of the things I did in my grade. I'll show you now an example of with the LUT, and then I'm going to show you an example now without, and this is just with nothing added on, no additional post-processing, just the LUT applied. Now I never went crazy using any additional film looks, so it is mostly just that LUT that you're looking at and just a little bit of tweaks with the colors overall. Now throughout shooting all these clips, I was pleasantly surprised with the sensor. If you are shooting in log, I think you get quite a bit of pull. And I noticed that this LUT is not all that aggressive, so you do have quite a bit of room to work at the same time. Now, one of the main things I had to do was bring down some of the highlights. While shooting midday, there were a lot of scenes that initially had quite a bit of clipping, but I was able to bring them back quite decently with this GoPro, and I think this is probably some of the best results I've been able to achieve out of any action camera yet when it comes to overall dynamic range. Now looking at the flare performance, I've mentioned quite a few times already now that this has the best flare performance out of any action camera in the market currently. It does a really great job shooting in the sun. One thing that has been a bit of a pain point throughout the community is that close focusing distance. So yeah, you are going to need to buy some accessories, especially if you want to use it for vlogging compared to this DJI Action 6 where you can sort of just hand hold it even like about here. It's no problem. With the GoPro, it's just not going to cut it. So I'm really happy that PGYTECH ended up wanting to work with me on a collaboration. I've really found this to be a really great device, especially for a really nice pocketable setup. This MantisPod Z is honestly a must-have if you are wanting to use this camera for vlogging. With the only real downside is that this does not fold out to chest level. Now, one of the beauties of that MantisPod is that you can actually use it with several different cameras with a set like this CapLock action camera quick release set. So now I have several that I actually use, and I've been using this now for a few different reviews, and just look how practical this setup is. Now I have all three of these cameras attached. They all are set up to be locked or to be used with quick release. Say I want to easily put this away in my bag, I can just now pull this towards me. And that is one of the benefits of all these, including 1/4-20 attachments right here. And then you also have this GoPro style mount as well. Thanks once again, PGYTECH. This set is really, really cool, and I love using it. Wrapping things up, I'm really happy with how this camera performed. I think this camera is the best action camera in the market right now. But at the price tag that it goes for, it's a bit hard for me to suggest it when you have the Luna and the Pocket 4P from DJI coming out very, very soon. Well, that is all, everyone. I'm going to leave a link down in the description for that Reddit post from Abe Kislevitz, and I hope you enjoy using it. Let me know how everything turned out for you and what are your thoughts on this GoPro Mission 1
while shooting in log. Now stay tuned for my 30-day review of this GoPro Mission 1. This has been a great device so far, and I'm excited to release that video for you over the next bit. As always, I have links down in the description for the products mentioned today. Thank you for watching another GoPro Mission 1 video of mine. I'll see you all on the next video. Thank you. Take care. Bye.